everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving into the world of fitness challenges.
Oh, yeah.
You know those things gyms are always coming up with to keep things interesting?
Right, yeah.
And help people see results?
Uh-huh.
I've been seeing a lot of them lately, and honestly, I wasn't so sure at first.
Really?
Are these things legit, or are they just a marketing ploy?
Yeah.
So I dug up a stack of articles all about fitness challenges in 2025.
Very cool.
And we even have an expert here who literally wrote the book on fitness trends
Oh.
and program design, so we can unpack it all.
Wrote the book,
Mm-hmm.
might be pushing it, but I do spend a lot of time trying to figure out
Okay.
what keeps people motivated, especially when it
Yeah.
comes to fitness.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, you've seen all the articles I sent over.
I have.
We've got a top 10 list.
Uh-huh.
We've got articles on why they're good for gyms, A&D, good for members,
Wow.
and even one that's all about how gyms are making fitness challenges fun.
That's the most important part.
For sure. Haha.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should start by talking about that skepticism I mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people think these fitness challenges are just about pushing yourself to the limit.
Right.
But I think there's more to it than that.
Oh, definitely a lot more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll admit, when I first started looking into this stuff,
Mhm.
I was picturing those crazy boot camp challenges
Oh, yeah.
where everyone's miserable but pretending to love it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a place for that kind of intensity.
Okay.
But the real magic of these challenges is how they use psychology
Oh, interesting.
to motivate people and help them form good habits.
So it's not just about making people sweat.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's more about giving people the tools they need to actually reach their goals.
I see.
Think of it like this.
Hmm.
You're way more likely to stick with something
Hmm.
if you have a clear goal and you can see yourself making progress.
Right.
And if you've got people supporting you along the way,
That makes sense.
challenges give you all of that.
And that's probably why it's so important for gyms to use them.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider over 50% of gym members quit within the first 5 months.
It's true.
That's crazy.
It is a pretty bleak statistic.
Yeah.
And gyms are starting to realize this.
Mhm.
It's not enough to just provide equipment and classes anymore.
Right.
They have to create an experience
Okay.
that keeps people engaged and keeps them coming back.
Gotcha.
And challenges are a big part of that.
Okay, so walk me through some of these challenges.
Here-
Because I'm looking at this article.
Yep.
Top 10 fitness challenges for 2025.
Uh-huh.
And some of these sound really intense.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's start with one that's gotten super popular.
Okay.
The monthly workout streak challenge.
Okay.
So you commit to working out every single day for 30 days.
Whoa. Every day?
Yep. No exceptions.
I don't know if I could do that.
Uh-huh. That's where the psychology comes in.
Okay.
It's all about this idea of don't break the chain.
Interesting.
A lot of gyms will actually have people track their streak on a calendar
Okay.
so they can see it every day.
I see.
And that visual reminder is super motivating.
Yeah.
And usually there's a reward if you complete the challenge.
Oh, nice.
So that's extra motivation.
That makes sense. But what about people who are just starting out?
Yeah,
Would a challenge like that be too much for them?
that's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's super important for gyms to have different challenges
Right.
for different fitness levels and goals.
Okay.
So for beginners, they might have something like a walk to run challenge,
Okay.
where you gradually increase your distance and intensity over time.
So it's all about finding the right challenge for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And speaking of tailoring challenges to different needs,
Yeah.
let's talk about the Holiday Fitness Challenge.
Ooh, yeah.
This one is designed to help people stay on track
Oh.
during those times when there's a lot of temptation around.
During the holidays.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard to resist all that food
I know.
and stay motivated to work out.
It is.
Yeah.
But imagine this. It's New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Everyone's indulging,
Mm-hmm.
and you're feeling amazing because you crushed the Holiday Fitness Challenge.
Wow. I like that.
You didn't just survive the holidays, you thrived.
Yeah.
That's the power of a well-designed challenge.
I see what you mean.
It gives you structure and accountability when you need it most.
That's pretty cool. Okay, now I have to ask about this AMRAP challenge.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds kind of intense.
It does, right?
Yeah.
It stands for as many rounds as possible.
Okay.
So you're given a set of exercises
Mm-hmm.
and a time limit. And
Okay.
you try to do as many rounds of the exercises as you can.
So it's all about pushing your limits
Yeah,
and seeing how much you can do.
exactly. It's a really great way to challenge yourself and see how much you're improving.
That makes sense.
And the cool thing is, it can be adapted for any fitness level.
Oh, that's good.
So beginners might do fewer reps, or use lighter weights,
Okay.
while more advanced people can go all out.
So even if you're new to working out,
Yeah,
you can still participate and feel good about what you accomplished.
absolutely.
Cool.
And speaking of feeling accomplished,
Huh?
let's talk about the flexibility challenge.
Okay.
This one might not sound as exciting as
I
AMRAP.
was going to say, when I saw flexibility challenge on the list, I
Yeah.
thought, is that even really a challenge?
Uh-huh.
Like, how hard can stretching be?
A lot of people think that.
Right?
But flexibility is so important for preventing injuries
Oh, okay.
and increasing your range of motion.
Hmm.
It can even help reduce muscle soreness.
Wow.
And these modern flexibility challenges,
Yeah.
they're not just about touching your toes.
Okay.
They involve things like yoga and dynamic stretching
Mm-hmm.
and mobility work,
Interesting.
which can be really challenging and beneficial.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Good.
I'm starting to rethink my whole stretching is easy attitude. And I also noticed that a lot of these challenges,
Mhm.
like the partner challenge,
Yeah,
they seem to emphasize like the social aspect of fitness.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a big reason why they're so successful.
Okay, why is that?
Well, humans are social creatures.
True.
We need connection and support.
Right.
Partner and group challenges tap into that need to belong
Makes sense.
and achieve something together.
I've tried those partner workouts before,
Yeah.
and sometimes it felt like more pressure than support.
Yeah.
How do you make sure a partner challenge actually helps and doesn't just add stress?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think the key is choosing the right partner
Okay.
and setting clear expectations for the beginning.
So, like, what kind of partner should you look for?
Someone who's supportive, but also holds you accountable.
Okay.
Someone who celebrates your wins, but also encourages you when you're struggling.
So finding that balance
Yeah.
between support and motivation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And communication is key.
Right.
Make sure you and your partner are on the same page
Yeah.
about your goals,
Yeah.
your commitment level, and how you communicate.
That makes sense. So what about those group challenges?
Yeah.
I've seen gyms promote things like team weight loss competitions. Do those actually work?
They can be really effective,
Okay.
but they have to be structured carefully.
How?
The goal is to create a sense of teamwork and camaraderie.
Right.
Not to make people feel like they're competing against each other.
So more like everyone's working together
Exactly.
towards a common goal.
Yeah.
And supporting each other along the way.
Exactly.
Okay, that sounds way better than those cutthroat competitions I was picturing.
Yeah.
And it's not just about like who loses the most weight
Yeah.
or who gets the highest score.
It's about the shared experience,
Okay.
the friendships you build,
Right.
and that feeling of belonging to a community.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's about so much more
It is.
than just the physical transformation. Okay, so one thing I notice in these articles
Yeah.
is that gyms are starting to incorporate humor into their challenges.
Yeah.
Like this one article mentions funny challenges for adults.
I saw that.
What does that even mean?
I know, right?
Like, are we talking hula hoop contests?
Maybe.
Three-legged races?
That could be.
I'm picturing something straight out of a kid's birthday party,
Uh-huh.
you know?
Yeah, it seems like gyms are realizing that exercise doesn't have to be so serious.
Okay.
They're adding humor and playfulness into the mix,
Right?
maybe with themed workouts or silly tasks that get people laughing.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I mean, who doesn't love a good laugh?
exactly.
Especially when you're working out.
It definitely makes the whole thing more enjoyable.
For sure.
And so, there's research that shows
Oh, really?
that having fun while you exercise
Yeah.
can actually make you more motivated
Interesting.
and more likely to stick with it.
So it's not just about goofing off.
No.
There's actually a reason behind it. Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm all for anything that makes exercise more fun
Me too.
and helps me stick with it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Right.
Finding ways to move our bodies
Yeah.
that feel good both physically and mentally.
Exactly.
And those funny challenges are a great example of how gyms are changing
Right.
to meet the needs of different people.
Yeah. So it's not just about pushing people to their limits anymore.
Right.
It's about creating an environment
Mm-hmm.
that's inclusive and enjoyable.
Yeah,
And that makes people want to keep coming back.
exactly.
Okay, well, let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about the benefits of these challenges
Yeah.
that go beyond the gym.
Sounds good.
Like improved mental clarity,
Yeah.
reduced stress,
Mm-hmm.
and just a boost in overall well-being.
For sure. Those are definitely some of the key benefits.
Right.
But these articles,
Yeah.
they highlight some more unexpected outcomes as well.
Like what?
Well, for example, one article talks about this 21-day clean eating challenge.
Oh, interesting. Now, you might think this is just another diet fad,
Yeah.
but it's actually structured in a way that helps people make lasting changes to their eating habits.
So it's not just about restricting calories.
No, not at all.
Or cutting out entire food groups.
It's about education
Okay.
and empowerment.
Gotcha.
It teaches people how to make healthier choices,
Mm-hmm.
how to read food labels,
Right.
and how to cook nutritious meals that they actually enjoy.
That's a good point, because if you don't enjoy the food,
Yeah.
you're not going to stick with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's about building a healthy relationship with food
Okay.
that lasts long after the challenge is over.
I like that a lot better
Yeah.
than those crash diets I've tried in the past,
Uh-huh.
which never work.
Right.
Yeah.
And the benefits go way beyond just weight loss.
Really?
Studies have shown that eating a clean, whole foods diet
Mm-hmm.
can improve your energy levels, boost your mood, and even lower your risk of chronic diseases.
So it's a win-win for both your physical and mental health.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And speaking of mental health,
Yeah.
several articles mention challenges that incorporate mindfulness.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought to connect mindfulness
Right.
with fitness challenges.
But think about it.
Okay.
Challenges are all about pushing yourself outside your comfort zone
Sure.
and trying new things.
Yeah.
So incorporating mindfulness into that can be really powerful.
I see what you mean.
It's about becoming more aware,
Mm-hmm.
managing stress,
Right.
and connecting with yourself.
So it's not just about building a stronger body.
No.
It's about building a calmer
Yeah,
and more resilient mind.
exactly.
Gotcha.
And that's where something like the Yoga Flow Challenge comes in.
Okay.
It combines the physical benefits of yoga
Mm-hmm.
with the mental and emotional benefits of mindfulness
Interesting.
to create a truly holistic experience.
I've always wanted to try yoga,
Yeah.
but I've been kind of intimidated.
Really? Why?
I just picture those classes full of people who are super bendy.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not...
That's a common fear.
Is it?
But remember, yoga is for everyone.
Okay.
The Yoga Flow Challenge is designed to be accessible for all levels,
Oh, that's good.
and it focuses on gradual progress
Hmm.
and self-acceptance.
Okay.
It's not about contorting yourself into impossible poses.
Right.
It's about moving your body with intention
I like that.
and connecting with your breath.
You've convinced me.
Good.
I'm adding yoga to my list of challenges to try.
Awesome.
And while we're on the topic of unexpected challenges,
Yeah.
I saw a few articles mentioning sleep challenges.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Which focus on improving sleep quality
Okay.
and establishing good sleep habits.
Mm-hmm.
A sleep challenge? That's a new one.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I love sleep,
Me too.
but I don't usually think of it as something I need to challenge myself with.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easy to underestimate how important sleep is,
True.
but it's absolutely crucial for our physical and mental well-being.
I know. I've definitely felt the effects of not getting enough sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Brain fog, irritability, cravings for sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It's not pretty.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And the sleep challenge helps you address those things
Okay. How?
by encouraging you to set a consistent sleep schedule,
Okay.
create a relaxing bedtime routine,
Mm-hmm.
and optimize your sleep environment.
So it's about creating healthy habits
Yeah,
that help you get a good night's sleep consistently.
exactly.
Cool.
And the results can be amazing.
Like what?
Better sleep can lead to more energy,
Okay.
improved mood, sharper thinking,
Wow.
and even a stronger immune system.
Okay. I'm sold on the sleep challenge.
Uh-huh.
Who wouldn't want all those benefits?
Right.
Right. And it kind of highlights the fact that fitness challenges are evolving
They are.
to include a more holistic view of well-being.
I agree.
Yeah, it's not just about hitting the gym and counting calories anymore. It's about creating a lifestyle. Yeah.
That supports your overall health and happiness.
I like that.
Yeah, it's not about punishment or deprivation.
Right.
It's about empowerment and self-care.
Exactly.
That's what makes these challenges so exciting.
I agree.
They're not just a quick fix.
Right.
They're a way to create positive change
Yeah.
that can impact every area of your life.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
but I want to hear from you, the listener.
Yeah.
What stood out to you as interesting or appealing?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a particular challenge that piqued your interest?
Yeah.
Or a benefit that you're hoping to achieve?
What are you most motivated to work on?
We've talked about so many different options.
I know, right?
From intense workout challenges to those focused on flexibility,
Yeah.
nutrition,
Mm-hmm.
mindfulness,
Yeah.
and even sleep.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
Take some time to consider your own fitness goals
Right.
and think about how challenges might help you take your journey to the next level. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
You would.
And if there's a particular challenge you want us to explore further,
Yeah.
let us know.
Definitely.
We can dive into it in a future episode.
Absolutely.
Awesome. But for now, let's move on to part 2,
Okay.
where we'll take a closer look at how these challenges are actually structured
Sounds good.
and implemented. So stay tuned.
Can't wait. So welcome back, everyone.
Way.
I hope you've had some time to think about your fitness goals
Yeah,
in relation to all those challenges we talked about,
definitely.
because now we're going to get into the details
Okay.
of how gyms actually put these things together.
Right.
It's not as simple as you might think.
Right. I bet there's more to it
Oh, yeah,
than just picking a catchy name
definitely.
and crossing your fingers.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at this article right now
Mhm.
that talks about the business side of things.
Okay.
And it says that gyms lose.
Yeah.
Get this.
Right.
Over $1,500
Oh,
in potential revenue.
that's a lot.
I know. Yeah.
For every member who quits.
That's a huge incentive to
Right.
keep people around.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So well-designed challenges aren't just a fun perk for members.
Right.
They're a smart way for gyms to keep people engaged
Exactly.
and coming back.
It's a win-win.
Totally.
Members get motivated and reach their goals.
Yeah.
And gyms benefit from having more loyal customers.
But with all these different types of challenges and
Right.
all the different fitness levels out there,
Yeah.
how do gyms make sure they're creating something that works for everyone?
Customization is key
Okay.
and variety.
Gotcha.
Gyms are getting a lot better at tailoring challenges
Mm,
to specific groups of people
okay.
and different fitness levels.
Right, because remember that statistic
Yeah.
about only 24% of adults
Uh-huh.
actually meeting the recommended physical activity guidelines?
too, yeah.
It's pretty low.
Yeah, it is.
So gyms are using these challenges
Right.
to try to close that gap.
Yeah. So instead of offering like a one-size-fits-all approach,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting more specific.
Yeah, they're creating challenges that cater to specific needs
Right.
and interests.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like if you're someone who's brand new to exercise,
Yeah.
jumping into an intense AMRAP challenge would be really overwhelming.
Totally, and probably discouraging.
Yeah, you'd probably just give up.
Exactly.
So what would be a better option for a beginner?
Well, for someone just starting out,
Mm-hmm.
a walk to run challenge would be great,
Okay.
or a beginner's yoga program.
Right.
These challenges introduce basic movements
Okay.
and help people build a foundation of fitness.
I see.
And they create a sense of accomplishment
Mm-hmm.
without being too intimidating.
It's like meeting people where they are
Exactly.
and giving them a path to success.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then for people who are more experienced,
Yeah.
what kind of challenges would be good for them?
Well, gyms offer things like advanced strength training programs, high-intensity interval training challenges,
Mhm.
or even competitive events.
So there really is something for everyone.
There is.
But it's not just about picking the right type of challenge. It's
Yeah.
also about structuring it in a way that actually works.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of these articles
Me too.
talking about setting clear durations,
Mm-hmm.
providing support,
Yeah.
and tracking progress.
Right.
It's all super important.
So a well-designed challenge is kind of like a recipe.
I like that analogy.
Uh-huh.
It needs the right ingredients
Okay.
and the right amounts
Gotcha.
to get the results you want.
So walk me through some of those key ingredients.
Sure.
What are the most important parts of a challenge structure?
Well, first and foremost, you need a clear goal.
Okay.
What are people working towards?
Right. Like what's the end game?
Exactly. Is it weight loss, increased strength,
Mm-hmm.
improved flexibility, or something else entirely?
Okay.
Defining a specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goal.
So a SMART goal.
Exactly.
Right.
Is crucial.
So it's not just about saying, I
Right.
want to get fitter.
Exactly. It's about setting a specific target.
Okay.
Like, I want to lose 10 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
or I want to run a 5K.
Right.
Having a clear goal gives you direction and motivation.
And speaking of motivation,
Yeah,
tracking progress is super important too.
it is.
Whether it's through a fitness app,
Mhm.
a workout log,
Yep.
or even just a calendar.
It all helps.
Yeah, tracking progress helps people see how far they've come
Right.
and stay motivated to keep going.
It's like that saying, what gets measured gets managed.
Exactly.
And it also allows gyms to provide personalized feedback and support.
Okay, how so?
Well, they can see who's doing well,
Mm-hmm.
who's struggling,
Right.
and who might need some extra help
And how are gyms providing that support?
in a few different ways.
Okay.
It could be through group fitness classes,
Okay.
workshops on nutrition or exercise technique,
Uh-huh.
online forums where people can connect and share tips, or even one-on-one coaching sessions.
So it's not just about like throwing people into a challenge.
Right.
And hoping for the best.
There's a real effort to make sure people have the resources they need.
To succeed.
Exactly.
Okay, and we can't forget about the social accountability aspect.
Of course not.
Which we've talked about a few times.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Gyms are using things like partner challenges,
Mm-hmm.
team competitions,
Yep.
and online communities to leverage the power of social support. So even if you're not physically working out together,
Right.
you still feel like you're part of a team.
Exactly.
Working towards a common goal.
And technology is making it even easier
Oh, yeah.
to connect with people.
How so?
Fitness apps and wearable devices
Mm-hmm.
allow people to track their progress,
Okay.
share updates with friends or teammates,
Mm-hmm.
and even participate in virtual challenges
Oh, cool.
with people all over the world.
It's like having a virtual fitness community
Exactly.
right there in your pocket.
And it can be super motivating.
How so?
Well, seeing your friends work out
Yeah.
or sharing your own successes
Mm-hmm.
can create a positive feedback loop
Interesting.
that keeps you engaged and accountable.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But what about people who prefer to work out alone?
Yeah,
Do challenges work for them too?
absolutely.
Okay.
While a lot of challenges have those social elements,
Mm-hmm.
there are also plenty of options for people who prefer to go solo.
Gotcha.
The key is to choose a challenge that fits your personality
Right.
and your preferences.
Makes sense.
So if you're someone who's self-motivated
Yeah.
and enjoys setting your own goals,
Mm-hmm.
you can definitely still benefit from a challenge
Okay.
without feeling pressured to be super social.
And even if you are doing a solo challenge,
Yeah,
you can still connect with others online
exactly.
or through fitness communities.
There's a ton of support and inspiration out there,
Right.
no matter how you prefer to approach your fitness.
It seems like challenges are becoming more inclusive
They are?
and accessible to more people.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Definitely.
Fitness should be something that everyone feels empowered to pursue,
I agree.
no matter who they are or what their experience level is.
Well said. Okay, so we've talked about why challenges are important
I have.
and how to structure them effectively.
Sure.
But now I'm curious to learn more about
Yeah,
what makes specific challenge types so successful.
let's dive into that.
Okay, so we're back
They are.
and ready to break down some specific challenge types.
Awesome.
We talked about like the overall structure and the benefits,
Yeah.
but now I want to get into like what makes each challenge
Okay,
unique and effective.
sounds good.
Let's start with the monthly workout streak challenge.
Okay.
We touched on this one earlier.
Yeah.
It seems pretty simple,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a reason it's so popular.
Right.
It uses something called habit stacking.
It does.
Habit stacking.
Yeah.
What is...
So habit stacking is basically about
Okay.
linking a new behavior
Uh.
to an existing habit.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
in this case,
Yeah.
you're trying to make working out a habit
Right.
by connecting it to something you already do regularly,
Okay, I'm with you.
like brushing your teeth or having your morning coffee.
So you're basically tricking your brain
Kind of.
into making exercise an automatic part of your day.
That's the idea.
Interesting.
And that's where the 30-day streak comes in. Because
Right.
research shows it takes about 66 days
Wow.
to form a new habit.
Okay.
So committing to a month of workouts
Mm-hmm.
is a good way to start solidifying that habit.
It's like creating a mental shortcut.
Yeah, I like that.
That makes exercise non-negotiable.
Exactly.
Oh.
And don't forget about the visual reminder
Oh, yeah.
of that unbroken chain on your calendar.
Right.
That can be really motivating.
I bet it is.
People don't like to break streaks.
No, they don't.
It feels like failure.
Yeah, I'd be so bummed if I broke my streak. Plus, there's usually a reward at the end.
Exactly.
Which is always a good incentive.
It is.
Okay. But what about people who are more competitive?
Yeah.
Are there challenges for them?
Definitely.
Well,
Well, we've talked about AMRAP challenges,
right.
which are all about pushing your limits,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also the personal best challenge.
Okay.
This one is focused on beating your own previous achievements.
So it's less about comparing yourself to other people
Yeah.
and more about competing against yourself.
Exactly.
I like it.
It's a great way to track your progress
Yeah.
and celebrate those small wins along the way.
It could be anything, really.
It could.
Like lifting more weight,
Yeah.
running faster,
Hmm.
or even just doing more reps than you did last time.
Exactly.
It's all about personal growth
It is,
and self-improvement.
which is really motivating for a lot of people.
Right, because it's not about winning a prize
Mm.
or beating someone else.
It's about the satisfaction of knowing you're improving.
Yeah. And constantly getting better.
Exactly.
Okay, now I've heard of this Tabata challenge.
Right.
And it sounds pretty intense.
It is.
Like something I'd need a nap after.
Uh-huh.
What is it exactly?
So Tabata is a type of high-intensity interval training.
HIIT.
Yep.
Right.
which is really effective for burning fat
Okay.
and boosting your cardiovascular health.
And how does it work?
Well, Tabata involves short bursts of all-out effort,
Okay.
followed by quick rest periods.
Gotcha.
And you repeat that cycle for a certain amount of time,
How long?
usually around 4 minutes.
4 minutes? That doesn't seem that bad.
I know it doesn't sound like a lot,
Yeah.
but trust me, it's tough.
Oh, yeah.
You're working so hard during those bursts
Right.
that 4 minutes feels like forever.
I bet.
But the beauty of Tabata is that it's really efficient.
You're getting a lot done in a short amount of time.
Exactly. So it's perfect for busy people.
Who don't have a ton of time to work out.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about some pretty intense challenges.
We have.
But what about something more gentle?
Yeah.
Like the Yoga Flow Challenge.
Yes.
Which focuses on flexibility, strength, and mindfulness.
It's a great option.
It is, and we can't forget about flexibility challenges in general.
Absolutely.
They're so important.
They are.
I used to think flexibility was just about touching your toes. But you've definitely changed my mind.
Good.
Flexibility is about so much more than that.
It is.
It helps with range of motion, prevents injuries, can even reduce pain.
It's amazing.
Plus, it's important for things like yoga, Pilates, and dance.
All great ways to move your body.
And have fun.
Exactly.
And those funny challenges we talked about.
Yeah.
Those can be a great way to incorporate flexibility, too.
It can.
Without taking things too seriously.
Exactly.
Whether it's hula hooping
Bless
or
you.
dancing.
Or whatever.
It's a good reminder that exercise can be playful.
And fun.
Which is so important.
It is.
Because if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to stick with it.
Exactly.
So we've covered a lot of different challenge types.
Yeah.
And I think the key takeaway here is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to fitness.
Absolutely.
The best challenge for you is the one that fits your goals, your preferences,
and your lifestyle.
So find something that you're excited about.
Yes.
That makes you want to move your body.
And don't be afraid to try new things.
Right.
Experiment with different challenge types.
Yeah.
Explore different activities. See what you enjoy.
Fitness shouldn't be a punishment.
No, it should be a celebration.
Exactly. It's about celebrating what our bodies can do.
I love that.
Not about punishing ourselves for what we ate or how we look.
It's about finding that balance between challenge and enjoyment.
Right.
Pushing ourselves, but also being kind to ourselves.
Exactly.
And remembering that it's not about perfection.
It's about progress.
Well,
every step you take, every challenge you conquer, gets you closer to being the healthiest
and happier
version of yourself.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
On this deep dive into fitness challenges.
Yeah, we hope you learned a lot.
And we hope you're feeling inspired.
To find a challenge.
That works for you.
And get moving.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.
For another deep dive.
Bye.
Bye.